an end-of-year message from Marco Rubio. Let's go to the White House. Elite number Brad says, no more Christmas music, please. Well, Brad, I'll have you know that the Christmas season is over. We even took away the dome tree. How does that make you feel, Brad? We're gonna leave the lights in the snow until after New Year's, but the trees are gone.
Hi, it's Marco Rubio. I'm the National Security Advisor and the Secretary of State and the archivist right now, the acting archivist for the 47th President of the United States, the best president we've ever had, and it's an honor to be able to do this job. We have a lot of achievements this year. Let's start with the peace deals. One peace deal after another. India, Pakistan were ready to go to war, a very dangerous war. The president stopped it. Cambodia and Thailand, we got that peace deal put in place. Azerbaijan and Armenia, a war that could have started, that would have been terrible. We put that into place.
Thank
and of
God
course, Gaza, that long war, nobody saw an end to it. The president got involved, brought it to an end, and with a plan for long-term stability and security. Beyond that, we went to Europe this year, and the president got NATO to do something no president has ever been able to get NATO to do, and that is increase their defense spending to 5%. Just a few years.
But they're still going to encroach on Russian land forever.
Years ago, they were at 2%.
What's up, Noah's Ark, Valley Hill,
5% for all these countries, an incredible achievement by President Trump and his team here. Beyond that, I'm very proud of the reforms under the president's leadership that we've done at the State Department. We got rid of USAID. We brought all that foreign aid under the State Department so that now, when we give money to countries, we know where the money's going, and we know we're helping our allies and our friends, and not just enriching some, third-party group that's making a bunch of money from your taxpayer dollars. We also help secure the border. That's been a responsibility of the Homeland Security Department, but we had a role to play, not just in the deals we made with other countries to send people back. We've got more countries than ever accepting their people that are in this country illegally from their countries. They're taking them back. They're also helping us stop them from coming here in the first place. This is a great achievement. So on issue after issue, the president has kept his promise to the American people. He's keeping us safe by taking the war to the drug cartels.
Jay White says, little Marco really turned it around. He used to annoy the hell out of me. Now, not so bad. The best is yet to come, says Jay White. I would agree with that. Hey, what's up, Elite Dumber Wally? Nice to see you, my friend. Welcome in.
Drug cartels that are poisoning and killing our people. President Trump, he promised to do it, and he's stopping them. He's doing it. He's keeping his promise to you. 2026 is going to bring more challenges, but we have a great president and a great team that he's built, and we can't wait to see the exciting achievements of the year to come. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year to everybody. The best is yet to come.
He read the chat. All right, we're jumping right in. We got to catch up on Zelenskyy and President Trump. This is Zelenskyy. Oh, my God. I can't believe that Zelenskyy came to Mar-a-Lago yesterday. Bibi Netanyahu came today. Who's going to show up tomorrow to Mar-a-Lago? Get it inside the chat. Sounds like there's a waterfall outside. Valley Ho Elite Domer Knife. He wore a jacket at least. Epstein tomorrow, says Jay White.
Are you serious about peace this time?
I do. I think he is. I think they both are.
Yeah, this time we got it. How long are we still talking about peace in Ukraine? Come on. I'm over this.
Gotta get it done. Too many people dying. And I think both presidents want to make a deal. We believe that. I'm going to brief them.
M. Wow says they're making up for no airplane noise.
Depends. I do believe that we have the makings of a deal that's good for Ukraine, good for everybody. I think very important. There's nothing more important in my book. We settled 8 wars, and this is the most difficult one. We thought it would be in the middle of the pack. This is the most difficult one, but we're going to get it done. We're going to have a great meeting today. This gentleman has worked very hard, and he's very brave, and his people are very brave. What they've gone through, no nation, very rarely has a nation ever had it. go through this. So we're going to have a very good meeting today, I think, and I'm also calling President Putin back after the meeting, and we'll continue a negotiation. Pretty complex.
Oh, great.
Not that complex.
Can we hear? Can we hear? I can barely hear. Can you guys barely hear too? Good. I don't want to be the only one.
I don't have deadlines. You know what my deadline is? Getting the war ended. You don't have deadlines. Do you agree with that? That's what the security agreement said. What a dumb question. Nobody even knows what the security agreement is going to say. But there will be a security agreement. It'll be a strong agreement. And the European nations are very much involved in that. They'll be very much involved in protection, etc. But the European nations have been really...
We just yelled at this guy in the Oval Office 4 months ago for talking about a security agreement, and now Trump is telling the reporter that that's a dumb question. We yelled at this guy like 4 months ago about that, sir.
Great. They're very much in line with this meeting. And
what's going on?
They are all terrific people. I think you could say that. There's nobody there. They all want to get it done, and they're very supportive. I think.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you for this meeting. Thank you for your invitation. Yes, really, I agree with the President. Our teams, they do what they can, and I think that during last month they moved forward with negotiations, and the Americans, and thank you very much for your and they work very well, and they work on different documents. I hope that all these documents can bring this as quick as possible. So, and I agree with the President that really Europeans, yes, and the President is on contact with them, and maybe we'll have contact with them. Today.
So if we're going to make a smart city out of Gaza, which is what I see lately, are we also going to make a smart city out of the places that were bombed in Ukraine? Was all of this stuff just an excuse to create smart cities? That's kind of what it's starting to feel like.
What made you want to come in person to meet President today?
Sorry?
What made you want to come here at Mar-a-Lago to meet President today? Why?
So we spoke about our teams. They work on 20 points plan. Then they work on prosperity and security document. And 20 points plan is very important. We have to discuss, and sequencing plan. Very important. Our teams talked about strategy, how to make step by step, and to bring this closer. And we will discuss this strategy.
Mr. President, are you willing to make territorial concessions?
We will speak about 20 points plan. There are.
Good point, Florida Pats. Florida Pat says, yep, like Hawaii, what's happening there? Smart city BS. Do you think they're going to do the same thing to LA after the Los Angeles fires? I'm pretty sure that they haven't built shit in LA since that stuff.
There in 20 points plan, 90% by the way was done by our two teams. I think they made a great job, great work, and yes, we will discuss these points also.
And there are great economic benefits for Ukraine also. As you know, there's a lot of rebuilding to do. There's a lot of wealth to be had. And they have great wealth. Potentially, they have great wealth. They want to get started. But there's a great economic benefit for Ukraine in what we're talking about.
President Trump, some are saying that the recent attacks in the past couple of days that Russia has staged against Ukraine shows that President Putin isn't serious about peace. What is your reaction to that?
No, he's very serious. I think, I can say that I believe Ukraine has made some very strong attacks also. And I
if we were serious about peace, no one would be bombing anybody.
I would say that negatively. I think
no one's serious about
there
peace.
There have been some explosions in various parts of Russia. And it looks to me like, I don't know, I don't think it came from the Congo. I don't think it came from the United States of America.
Fun. I agree.
I haven't asked that question. Maybe I won't bother asking. They're fighting a war, and we'll see what happens. But I believe it's a war that we have two willing parties, we have two willing countries. They want to see it end. The people of Ukraine want it to end, and the people of Russia want it to end, and the two leaders want it to end.
Mr. President, on the economic benefits for Ukraine, Europe is holding some billions in frozen Russian assets. Do you believe that should go to Ukraine to won't rebuild or go back to Russia again?
None of that's been determined, but it's going to go very quickly. I think we're in final stages of talking, and we're going to see. Otherwise, it's going to go on for a long time. It'll either end.
Crush Walk joining us for the very first time inside the Dome chat. Everyone give a ballyho to Crush.
It's going to go on for a long time.
What's up, Crush?
Millions of additional people are going to be killed. Millions. And nobody wants that.
You're expecting to get to an agreement today. When you say that you think it will either end or go on for a long time, and you say you don't have a deadline. So what are you expecting out of today?
I just think we can move very rapidly. I really feel that. We've spoken. I know you had dinner with Steve.
Ballyho
Steve
Elite
Woodcock
Arm,
and Jared
welcome in.
have done a fantastic job. And everybody has. Marco's been incredible. The whole group.
Welcome in, Andy,
Our
Elite
group has
Domer.
been incredible. And Ukraine appreciates it, and Russia appreciates it. They both want to see it end.
All you can eat, welcome in.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you, I think, at the end, but I do think we'll call Europe also. We're going to speak to the European leaders. Thank you very much.
Great. I thought we were supposed to get rid of this guy. All right, let's go inside of the meeting. It's only 23 minutes, guys, okay? 23 minutes.
Well, thank you very much. We had
Well, at least the audio's much
terrific
better.
meeting. We discussed a lot of things. As you know, I had an excellent
This is
phone
from
call
yesterday.
with President Putin that lasted for over 2 hours. We discussed a lot of points, and I do think we're getting a lot closer, maybe very close.
I'm almost as tall as Zelenskyy, and I'm sitting down.
The president and I just spoke to the European leaders. They
Welcome
were
in, Elite Double
President Emmanuel Macron of France, President Alexander Stubb of the Republic of Finland, President Karol Nawrocki of the Republic of Poland, Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store of the Kingdom of Norway, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni of the Italian Republic, Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the United Kingdom of Britain and Northern Ireland, Chancellor Friedrich Merz, the Federal Republic of Germany, Secretary General Mark Rutte, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, President Ursula von der Leyen of the European Commission. We spoke to all of those great leaders. They're all great leaders. And we had a great talk with them after
Maloney.
we were completed. We thought it was appropriate to speak with them. And our meeting was excellent. We covered, somebody would say 95%. I don't
Valley
know
Hill
what
Founding
percent,
Fathers,
but
welcome
we
in.
have made a lot of progress on ending that war, which is really certainly the most deadly war since World War II, probably the biggest war since World War II. And I want to thank Steve Woodcock, who's here, and I'd like to thank Jared, who's here someplace. Thank you, Jared. And thank you, Steve. What a great job you've done. Jared Kushner, Steve Woodcock. And
How does Jared Kushner keep getting invited to these things? Ballyho Elite Domer PNW, great to see you. Welcome in. Lots of
Marco
Domers in here
Rubio's
tonight.
Thank
Well,
you,
hi,
Marco.
everybody. A lot of chatters.
And Pete Hegg said
Oh,
this.
we always forget. We got to remember to say ballyho to all of the back row domers when we start, guys. Ballyho to the back row domers. Can we get some ballyhos in the chat for the back row domers? Thank you, back row domers.
Here, those two people are doing an unbelievable job, and the four people on this one are doing. I don't think anybody could do it, and we'll see if it gets done. But it's very close. Certainly, nobody would even have a chance of getting it to where it is right now. Nobody would have thought that was possible. So I just want to say we've done very well. We've had discussions on just about every subject, and that includes with President Putin before. And we went into great detail, and we likewise went into great detail today. And it was an honor to have you at Mar-a-Lago and have lunch. I hope you enjoyed the food. Your people enjoy the food, I can tell you that. You're big, strong people. Your general over there looks like Central Casting. I want to also,
What
by
did
the
we
way,
have for
speaking of
lunch?
generals,
Well,
we have
let
a
us
great
know.
general.
Come on, what do we have for
General
lunch?
Raisin Kane, who is here someplace. Thank you, General. Thank you very much. He's great. So Mr. President, maybe you want to say a few words, and then we'll speak over the next couple of weeks.
What do they even eat in Ukraine? $100 bills?
Probably quite a bit, but we'll speak tomorrow. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to thank President Trump for a great meeting at this amazing place in his home in Mar-a-Lago. And we had a really great discussions on all the topics, and we appreciate the progress that was made by American and Ukrainian teams in these recent weeks. Special thanks to Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, and thank you to for their engagement and full commitment, and also to our team, and first of all to Rustem Umerov and General Gnatov, and to all our teams. And we discussed all the aspects of the peace framework, which includes, and we have a great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and U.S.-Ukraine security guarantees,
Cocaine
100%
sandwiches,
agreed.
says Jay White. Man, I'll take
Ukraine
12.
security guarantees, almost agreed. Military dimension, 100% agreed. Prosperity plan being finalized, and we also discussed the sequencing of the following actions. And we agree that security guarantees is the key milestone in achieving lasting peace, and our teams will continue working on all aspects. We also had a joint productive call with European leaders, like President Trump said already, and a lot of leaders, including NATO and EU. And we agreed that our teams will meet in upcoming weeks to finalize all discussed matters. And we agreed with President Trump that he will host us, and maybe in Washington, European leaders and Ukrainian delegation. Yes, in January, and Ukraine is ready.
Can we stop worrying about the get this done, and let's worry about America? I don't want to host Keir Starmer. I don't want to host anybody. I want to fix America.
For peace. And once again, we would like to thank President Trump for a warm welcome and substantial discussion. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Great.
Any
Yeah,
questions,
our
please?
87,000 handshake with this guy.
Zelenskyy, 90% and 100%. The U.S. Ukraine security guarantees. What number are we at right now?
Well, I think look, you can say 95%, but I don't like to say percentages. I just think we're doing very well. We could be very close. There are one or two very thorny issues, very tough issues, but I think we're doing very well. We made a lot of progress today, but really we've made it over the last month. This is not a one-day process deal. This is very complicated stuff. But I think when the president says 95, I think, could be close to 95%. Yeah, please, behind you.
Mr. President, you agreed on the so-called free trade zone on Donbass, how to separate the sites, how to make the separation line, who will be responsible.
The word agreed is too strong. I would say not agreed, but we're getting closer to an agreement on that, and that's a big issue. Certainly, that's one of the big issues, and I think we're closer than we were. Probably it's unresolved, but it's getting a lot closer. That's a very tough issue, but one that I think will get resolved. Yeah, please.
We are receiving some mixed signals coming from Moscow, even after this Putin. Can you assure us that you have received written or any formal response from them?
Well, what was the issue? You have to tell me. What did they say?
They are telling that Ukraine has to give up Donbass.
I can't hear the guy at
Well,
all.
that's what they've been asking for, and there's a dispute about that. So they're going to have to iron that out. That's an issue they have to iron out. But I think it's moving in the right direction. If something doesn't happen, you mean if something doesn't happen? Yeah, go ahead.
May I ask?
No, go ahead. You're going to finish your question. Well, we'll see. Look, we'll see. But I don't want to talk about that because I think we're getting pretty close. Yes, please.
May I ask the President of Ukraine?
Please.
Yes, about territorial question. Mr. President, what is your take on Donbass status? Are you prepared to see it as a free economic or demilitarized zone?
No, we spoke about 20 points plan, and I'm happy that really our teams very close to results.
Another
And
20-point
agree
plan,
with
guys.
President
It's
Trump
almost
that
done.
Our teams work not one day and not one week, more than 1 month, beginning from Geneva, then 2 meetings in Miami, then we had Berlin, and now we have Mar-a-Lago. So this is a very difficult question. You know our position.
Zelenskyy just wanted a trip. He just wanted a free trip to Mar-a-Lago. We should have started here, sir.
So it's, this we have to respect our law and our people, and we respect the territory which we control. And of course,
if you would respect your people, you would put your you would call for an election, bro. You're being a dictator.
Our attitude is very clear. That's why President Trump said this is a very tough question, and of course we have with Russians different positions on it.
Have you discussed referendum about?
No, when we speak about referendum, we spoke that it's one of the key. We can have referendum on any kind of points of this plan. I said that we can use referendum like for the plan, or we cannot use referendum. It's one of the key. We can use, this possibility of parliament to vote according to the law or to have referendum. It doesn't matter.
Do you think Zelenskyy even knows how to golf,
will
Brad?
be very difficult for our society.
He doesn't seem like a golfer.
Very difficult. Of course, our society has to choose and has to vote, because it's their land, the land not of one person, it's the land of our nation for a lot of generations.
They'll probably have to get their plan approved by Parliament or by referendum of the people. You would think that they want, I know they had a poll that it's 91% in favor of ending this war, so they want to end it like everybody wants. Russia wants it ended, everybody wants it ended, and we want it ended. I want it ended because I don't want to see so many people dying. We're losing massive numbers of people, the biggest by far since World War II. So we want to see it ended, absolutely.
President
Yes.
Trump, you said at the top that you plan to speak again tomorrow. Is that correct?
I might. It depends on what happens tomorrow. If there's an additional something to add, otherwise there's no reason to. We're in the process. Jared and Steve are working very hard to get something done, and if there's something that comes up, I'd speak, but otherwise I don't think there's any reason to.
In your mind, sir, what are the thorniest issues still unresolved after the?
Well, I think the land you're talking about, some of that land has been taken. Some of that land is maybe up for grabs, but it may be taken over the next period of a number of months, and you're better off making a deal now. Look, let me tell you,
Ukraine. I'm no expert in Russia geography, but wasn't Ukraine a part of Russia at one point? They're on stolen land right now, my friends, these goddamn colonizers.
They have been very brave. They fought very hard and continue to fight very hard and do tremendous damage. But Russia would like to see it end, and Ukraine would like to see it. And I think it's time to end. And a lot of very brave people, a lot of people that are dead right now, unfortunately, because I've said, and nobody's disputed it, that if the election weren't rigged.
Hab says Kiev was the capital of Russia at one time. Holy shit. Are you serious?
Stolen. 2020, you wouldn't have had this war, would have never happened. And it didn't happen for 4 years. Never was even thought to happen.
So Russia is fighting for their own capital back?
President Putin, I got along with him very well, despite the Russia hoax, which was a total hoax. He used to say, "What is going on over there?" But it was a total hoax, as he knew and as I knew. But I spoke to him, and we'd talk about Ukraine. I've said it before. It was the apple of his eye, but he wasn't going to do anything about it. He didn't do anything about it until I was gone, and then a lot of really bad statements were made by people, by a lot of people, I guess, but by a certain president that we had who was a disaster. Yes.
Do you anticipate going to Ukraine if you can get to an agreement?
Why the hell would we go to
I
Ukraine?
have no problem with doing it. I have no problem with doing it. We don't anticipate it. Would like to get the deal done and not necessarily have to go. I've offered to go and speak to their parliament. And, if that would help, I don't know if that would help. I think it would probably help, but I don't even know if that's
Trump. Trump speaking to the parliament of Ukraine.
I'm not sure that it would be.
That sounds like great streaming.
If it would help save 25,000 lives a month or whatever it may be, I would certainly be willing to do that. Yeah, please. No, behind you.
And how about
Where are you from?
From Ukraine.
Good, I had a feeling. Good.
How about Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant? Have you started this question?
On what?
Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant.
Yeah, we discussed that at length today. As you know, it's in pretty good shape. It can start up immediately, almost immediately. And it's one of the things I discussed with President Putin. And they were talking about the nuclear plant. That's probably the biggest in the world, just about the biggest anywhere in the world. Can you believe that?
When was this nuclear plant built?
And President Putin's actually working with Ukraine on getting it open. He's been very good in that sense. He wants to see that open. And he hasn't hit it with missiles, hasn't hit it with anything. It's a big danger to do that for everybody. But they're working together to try and get it. It can open very quickly. It's in pretty good shape. And the people there have been there for years. The people there running it. You know, they have 5,000 people in that plant. Can you believe it? I learned that today. 5,000 people. It's the biggest plant of its kind in the world.
And it's not even turned on?
And they're working together to get it open. They could maybe get it open quickly. That's a big step when he's not bombing that plant. It's a big step.
In the readout from Moscow, they talked about the creation of some working groups.
Yes.
That would be set. Can you tell us about what those working groups would entail? And also, if you wouldn't mind, what is the message that you will give to Putin when you speak to him after your meeting?
So the working group is going to be composed of Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, General Raisin Kane, Marco Rubio.
I'm tired of NATO myself, Florida Pat.
A few other people that we're going to be putting onto it. I think Pete Hegseth should be in that working group. He knows the territory very well. He's been fantastic at what he's doing. And they may add one or two people. And likewise, Ukraine's going to have some very good people that were at lunch today that enjoyed the lunch today a lot, more than they thought, right? But do you want to say who may be on your working group?
More about the lunch?
Yeah, we now, as I said, that we work with Steve and Jared. We worked our Rustem Umerov and also Deputy Minister Gislitz and also.
Dombot says all 5 of the new nuclear power plants were built in the 1970s to the 1980s.
General Ignatov, and they will continue
Sound like
work
they belong to Russia.
in this group. And of course, if we will go further, and I hope that really we will have decisions in January, as I said, about all these documents, 6 documents, and of course, we will continue work on this, so they know what to do. Yes.
And that working group, by the way, importantly, will also then be working with Russia, okay? Because to work with ourselves doesn't really solve much of a problem. So they'll be working with Russia. Yeah, please.
This morning you weren't a deadline guy. How long do you think it'll take to get this last little bit, as you say, finished?
The audio in this room is
really
great.
well,
I love it.
You know, maybe a few weeks. And if it went poorly longer, and if it went really poorly, it's not going to happen. That would be a shame. There's that chance also. You know, it's possible it doesn't happen. But, you know, in a few weeks we will know one way or the other, I think. But if it went really well, but it could also go poorly. I mean, you know, we could have something where one item that you're not thinking about as a big item breaks it up. Look, it's been a very difficult negotiation, very detailed. It's funny, I settled 8 wars. Some were going on for 35 years, and we got them settled in a couple of days. Some of them, one was going on for 37 years. I settled it in 1 day. But this is a very complex one.
Yeah, but we elected you to take care of this
one.
one.
Get it done. I don't want to say when, but I think we're going to get it done. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, you in the past have suggested a trilateral meeting between both Presidents Putin and Zelenskyy. Is that something that is also on the docket?
I see that happening, sure, at the right time. I saw a very interesting President Putin today. I mean, he wants to see it happen. He wants to see it. He told me very strongly. I believe him. Don't forget, we went through the Russia hoax together.
Ballyho campfire
and he
starter,
called me. I'd call him and say, "Can you believe the stuff that they're making up?" And it turned out we were right. They made it all up. And despite
the nuclear power plant they're talking about is Chernobyl. Oh, the one that already blew up.
That we didn't get into wars and we didn't get into problems, but we weren't able to trade very much or any of that, which was a shame because, you know, a lot of success could have
That
been
was
had
an
by
oopsie,
trading
wasn't
with
it?
Russia. They
Chernobyl.
have
Whoops.
Great
Sorry
land,
about that.
great minerals and other things, and we have things that they want very badly.
Whoopsie.
But the Russia hoax, which was a terrible, made-up, fictional thing by Crooked Hillary and by Adam Shifty Schiff and bad people, sick people, they made it up. It was all a made-up hoax, but it kept us really from dealing with Russia, kept Russia dealing, from dealing with us. So, but despite that, we got along, and I don't know. I think we're going to get there. I know him very well. I think we're going to get there.
Discuss any time, location, meeting place?
Yeah, we're discussing a lot of things. No, look, I was on the phone with him for almost, I guess, 2.5 hours. They're just telling me now.
I couldn't imagine a 2-hour phone call with anybody.
Things. We didn't talk about the weather.
I can't imagine a 2-minute phone call with anybody.
We weren't talking about what a beautiful day it is in Palm Beach, Florida. Yes.
Trump, President Zelensky mentioned maybe a meeting with European leaders back in Washington. Would that be in the next few weeks?
Well, in Washington or someplace, yeah. These leaders that I just read, these are great people. They've spent a lot of money on helping Ukraine. And look, they're doing it for themselves also, meaning their country, because Ukraine's a very important country.
5 minutes.
For them in particular. For us, it's very important. To me, it's the lives. We're thousands and thousands of miles. We're protected by a thing called the Atlantic Ocean and lots of other places, to be honest. And they're not. They're right there. But we're working together.
This sounds like why we need Greenland.
But I'm doing it to save lives. We're not spending any money. Biden gave
$350
billion away. And the president was nice enough to
and we
give
can
us
make a smart
contract
city
to
in
take
Greenland.
out rare earth and things. So we'll see how that all works out. We have a contract, but we appreciated that. He was very good. But we'll see how that works out. But if you think about it, we're going to have. I really believe we're probably, Mr. President, by far closer than ever before with both parties. We had some times when he was close and President Putin wasn't. Then when President Putin was close and
they were
wasn't.
playing hard to get
in the White House. But
what song made them dance
I think
together?
They both want to see it happen.
In your conversation with...
You were saying that you've said multiple times that you want to stop the killing, and nearly 100 American citizens are in Ukraine now.
Yeah.
What's your message to their families whose loved ones died fighting?
Well, look, the message is so obvious. It's,
it was
what a
YMCA
shame.
Outlaw Dogs?
They died in a foreign country. And
I was
some are
thinking
celebrated
Putin
people. They're very celebrated.
lifted up Zelensky.
But so sad that a thing like that would happen. Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, security is a major issue for the Ukrainians.
Right.
Did you offer any promises, any assurances today?
Well, I did. We want to work with Europe.
Yeah.
And Europe is going to take over.
Silver Wizard says, what happened to we are out of Ukraine? I say what happened to no new money to Ukraine.
A big part of it, as you can imagine.
No weapons for
right
Ukraine,
there.
And now we're selling them,
Europe,
and that's supposed to make us
100%.
feel better?
Like they'd help us. Yes, ma'am. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to
good.
Who are you with?
Andrea Shalal with Reuters.
Better than giving them for free.
So in your conversation with President Putin, did you discuss what responsibility Russia will have for any kind of reconstruction of Ukraine post an agreement?
I did. They're going to be helping. Russia's going to be helping. Russia wants to see Ukraine succeed. Once it sounds
fun.
strange,
It says what happened to everything.
But I was explaining to the president, President Putin.
I'm agreeing with that lately.
Was very generous in his feeling toward Ukraine succeeding, including supplying energy, electricity, and other things at very low prices.
Kush?
So
how the fuck do I say this name? Kush? Crush? I said crush before. Cuss? Cush walk? Let's just say walk. Walk says, and we want our investment back.
A lot of good
we
things
sure do
came
walk.
out of that call today, but they were in the works for 2 weeks with Steve and with Jared and Marco and everybody.
Did Russia agree, or did Putin agree to a ceasefire to allow a referendum to take place?
Not a ceasefire, and that's one of the points that we're working on right now. No, not a ceasefire.
Kush?
He feels that, look,
like
they're
Kush.
fighting
Thank you, Aram.
to stop, and then if they have to start again, which is a possibility, he doesn't want to be in that
like
position.
The weed.
I understand that position. The president feels strongly about that or
Kush it is.
something. But I think we're finding ways that we can get around that. But I understand President Putin from that standpoint. You have to understand the other side.
Thank you, Aram.
And you know, I'm on the side of peace. I'm on the side of stopping the war. So, but I think that's a problem that's going to get solved. Yeah.
With people who
I think you definitely want to get drunk for the next meeting, MFT. We're watching Benjamin Netanyahu from today coming up next.
Outside of Ukrainians who fled during the war be allowed to participate in the referendum?
What do you mean, people where live?
The people that left.
So
we have,
and
you know, if we speak about the people who are abroad, who are not on the territory of Ukraine, you mean that in Poland, in Germany, we have millions of people. Yeah, they have a referendum in the same of elections. In the same way how people come and vote, they have rights for this, and of course they have to come. That's why if we will come to referendum, yes, if we will come to such decision, people need infrastructure for this, and it's not simple, and that's why we spoke about it. It can't be in one day, very quickly.
They're going to make it a smart
because
city.
We need infrastructure. When you have millions of people, you have to build it in Europe, mostly in Europe for today.
I'm on to something there, my
President
friends.
Trump, I know you've sounded an optimistic note here, but what happens in a few weeks if things sputter? What are you prepared to do?
They keep fighting, and they keep dying. No good. But if things don't happen, they keep fighting, and they keep dying. And we don't want that to happen. He doesn't want it to happen. President Putin doesn't want it to happen either. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know. Was it a good lunch? Yes, sir. There's no lunch. He walked in. He said, "This place is gorgeous." I don't think he wants to go to the White House anymore. That's the problem.
I'm ready to go to White House.
I know we are. It is. The White House is a very special place, and so is this. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
What was for lunch? Sharon's here. We got to know what was for lunch. I'm thinking there might have been some crab involved, some snow crab. That's what I'm thinking. That would make me impressed about a lunch. Ooh, crab, okay. All right. A nice crab display. You know, have you guys ever seen one of those things? Damn. Elite Number Half says Zelensky has Trump wrapped around his little finger. Oh, God. Okay. When we get back, everybody, we're catching up with Trump today. Benjamin Netanyahu arrived at Mar-a-Lago for only his 5th visit in 8 months. That's totally normal, guys. It's totally normal. We'll be right back after this musical break.